Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ermi. I'm from English department. Here I will explain my assignment about an article. The title of the article I chose is Student Participation and Engagement in English Language Learning. So the next point is introduction. This explain about this article addresses student engagement in second language learning, which includes active participation, motivation, and cooperation in the use of the target language. Sustained engagement is considered essential for optimal learning outcomes and long-term commitment. This research utilizes Vygotsky's concept of participation to understand how Japanese students' emotional and social experience influences their engagement in English language learning in various contexts such as school, workplace, and okay, next point is uh, problem formation. Uh, First, how do student personal and social experience affect their engagement in English language learning? Second, to what extent can the Preshyvany framework thoroughly explain student engagement in foreign language learning? Third, how do transactions between physiological and contextual factors affect changes in student English language learning engagement? Fourth, what role the emotions play in shaping student English learning engagement and how do they impact their action? Fifth, how the social factors such as family and cultural expectation influences student engagement orientation in English language learning. Okay, next point is research objective. First, identify triggers that affect student engagement in English learning. The second, analyze the role of the concept of participation in understanding language learning engagement that involves the interaction between personal and social factor. And third, examining student engagement response during significant events that impact on their English language learning. Uh, fourth, exploring the influence of social and contextual factors on changes in student engagement in English language learning. Fifth, analyze the complex relationship between students' emotion, uh, cognition, and action in determining language learning engagement. So, we next point is research benefits. The first is provides new insights to the triggers of language learning engagement that can be used as a basis for designing more effective teaching methods. The secondly, introduce the concept of Preshyvany as an analytical tool in student engagement research, which can deepen the understanding of social and contextual influences. Third, helps teachers understand how certain emotional events can affect students' motivation and engagement in language learning. Four, provide empirical evidence of the importance of understanding the interaction between personal and contextual factors in sustaining student engagement. Fifth, enriches the literature on language learning engagement with a holistic approach that links students' emotion, cognition, and action. Next point, uh, about previous research. All three authors, Chai and Singh 20 and 23, Paigatsi 19 and 94, and Versov and Fleer 20 and 16, argue that student engagement is crucial in supporting successful second of foreign language learning, including English, although they have different perspectives. They all view engagement as a crucial aspect in the learning process that can help develop students' cognitive abilities. Chai and Singh emphasize the student's self-efficacy needs to be followed by active cognitive engagement in order to support academic achievement, especially through students' involvement in thinking and focusing on the subject matter. This suggests that cognitive engagement can be the link between students' self-efficacy and their success. On the other hand, Vygotsky and Versov and Clear look at engagement from a broader perspective. Vygotsky emphasizes the importance of social interaction as a key enabler of students' engagement and psychological development, which should be supported by an adequate social environment. Meanwhile, Versov and Flair introduce the concept of preshyphony, which is a deep emotional engagement in a sociocultural concept that gives deep permanence to student learning experience. With this emotional engagement, students can feel more motivated and connected to the material being learned. This combined views suggest the approach to student engagement should include cognitive, social, emotional aspects, allowing educators to create a comprehensive learning environment in English language learning. So next point again about research method. First, researcher position the researcher use an interpretive approach with attention to values and perspective and a focus on prescribing in English language learning. The researcher adopted a general definition or engagement that refers to students' participation in language learning to encourage their freedom of speech without limiting it to a particular context. The second, recruitment and report. Yuki and Sakura Japanese university students were selected based on their changes in engagement in learning English. They had a previous interaction with the researchers in previous projects, and their participation in the study was voluntary with the understanding of the right to withdraw at any time. The third, data collection, semi-structured interviews, 60 minutes were conducted in English, followed by six observation sessions, 45 until 60 minutes, and informal interviews, 10 until 15 minutes after each observation. The course block was also used as additional data to record the student learning experience. Fourth, data analyze Jackson and Mises 20 and 13 thinking with theory method of analysis was used with two rounds of plugging. First round, identifying explains to preshyphony from student experiences using interview data and field notes. Second round, focus on student engagement responses at two key moments in the moment and reflections. Next point in result. The results show that students' engagement in English learning is strongly influenced by their emotional experiences and learning context. Yuki experiences significant changes in engagement in three stages. In high school, she felt embarrassed when she when she accidentally disengaged due to boredom, but support from her teacher and father helped her stay motivated. At university, she was intentionally disengaged because she felt the learning methods were irrelevant to her career goals. So she sought more meaningful language experiences outside the classroom. Finally, her engagement increased when she started working at Starbucks and took a conversation course where she was able to use English in a real way and in line with her career needs. Meanwhile, Sakura faced similar challenges. In high school, she was bored by the mechanical learning approach, but overcame it by turning assignment into competition with her peers. At university, she felt disappointed that the learning methods were not much different from high school. So she preferred to join a culture club to learn English more communicatively. Sakura eventually found energy in conversation classes, especially when interacting with international students, although she still felt limited in formal tutorials. To continue depending uh, engagement, she planned meetings with her friends in Korea. The results confirm that student engagement depends not only on learning methods but also on the relevance of learning to their personal goals, social support, and meaningful emotional experiences. So now I will explain the discussion of article. The first, person context transaction. This study showed the student engagement influenced by the unique interactions between individuals at the context they experience. Any changes in students' engagement responses reflect their personal and social conditions. As Yuki and Sakura experienced when moving from high school to university. The second, separation of emotion, cognition, and action heavily involves emotional experience that are closely linked to thoughts and action. The negative emotion that both students experienced at school uh, affected their engagement, but each student had an EQ way of overcoming thus emotional and staying engaged despite their initial dislike of English lessons. Third, reflection in Persephone helps students understand the personal meaning of their learning experiences. Although this reflective process, students can overcome obstacles and choose forms of engagement that are more meaningful to them, as Yuki and Sakura did in choosing courses of activities that they found relevant. Finally, last point is conclusion of the article. In the study, the Figure skin concept of Paris-Hyveny provides a holistic perspective, highlighting that engagement in English learning cannot be fully understood if it is removed from the irreducible unit of Paris-Hyveny where emotion and cognition are connected influences thereby from the person and context are weaved together, wrote and journeyed 20 and 17. As known in the study, the concept of preshypheny draws attention to the dynamic nature of language learning engagement, highlighting complex interplay between personal and social influences affecting students in the moment engagement response as they experience language learning and their beyond the moment responses when they make sense of their learning experiences at a later stage. Uh, this language learning engagement is ongoing where students live experiences uh, their interpretation and reinterpretation of the significant experiences were crucial for understanding their engagement response and their changes in engagement.